Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and today we're talking about what I carried for my EDC today, and what I brought to work, what I used. So, this morning I had a little dilemma trying to figure out what am I going to carry to work. Now, sometimes, and that's just a result of having, so many amazing knives, and also, knives that I have in for review. Now, if I am reviewing somebody else's knife, I will always carry one of my own knives just in case, because I don't want to put their knives through some of the things I had to put my knife through. But today, I was trying to figure out what am I going to carry, what knife am I going to review today, through work, not necessarily filming the review, but, through testing and everything. Well, one of the knives I carried was this twosun TS-129. Now, if you own one of these, then you're already going to know, but knives like this are knives that make you so excited to get such value or so much knife for such a little price. Now, this is an M390, beautiful contoured carbon fiber and milled titanium that is really, really well done. Beautiful clip. The clip works fantastic. The action is really good. It is a front flipper on ceramic caged bearings. I've done a full review on this. I'm just going to go over it a little bit. It does have a internal stop pin, so there's a track on both sides. Very strong. The reverse flick is really nice with this keyhole, type of action or type of hole that you use. And it works incredibly well. The detent is very well tuned. I mean, the centering is as centered as you can get a knife. The build quality on this is way above what it costs. The ergos are fantastic, and the geometry is really, really good on this. It slices so good. I did use it quite a bit today. Probably still has a little gunk on it. I did try to clean it off a little bit before this, but great knife. And this is one knife from twosun that, let's see if I can do it left-handed, M390 blade still. I don't know if I said that. If not, yes, twosun's M390 isn't the best M390 out there. I've said this over and over, but one thing you do get for that money is, at the very least, and I say this a lot, but if you're gonna use or get their M390, you're at the very least, or at the worst case scenario, gonna still get S30V edge retention. So, in my opinion, for the price, if I'm still getting S30V edge retention plus all the other things that M390 brings, like its stain resistance and all that, then I'm happy with it, because I'm not paying $300 for it. It's not like I'm paying even M390 prices. I'm paying basically budget knife prices, and I'm getting beautiful carbon fiber, titanium, all the bells and whistles, just everything that twosun brings to you. You get the fit and finish of high-end knives. It's basically a high-end knife. And yes, some of their steels has a great heat treat, but their M390 doesn't always. Sometimes some are better than others. It's just because they're heat treating them and such. I think, honestly, that I'm not 100% on this, but I believe when they were HRC tested, some of them came out with good HRC results, I believe. But so it probably just boils down to the quality of the heat treat that they're getting. Some of them might be HRC'd a little low, but like I said, it's still decent. It's not horrifying. It's not bad. So why wouldn't I buy it? Why wouldn't I pay that? Because if it was S30V, I would pay even more than I paid for this. So, why wouldn't I? I like S30V, but the point is that even if it was S30V, I would still pay that. If not, or I'd pay more. And in some cases I have, for less materials, less fit and finish, for not even as great a quality as a knife. So, yeah, if this was built in the USA, it would be a $350 knife all day. So, and in some cases, I've seen USA companies do worse heat treats on their M390 than even these guys. So I'm still happy with it considering the money I'm spending. Now, if I'm spending, you know, instead of spending, say, $100 or $130, I'm spending $300, then yeah, I'm going to expect a little bit more. And in my opinion, I think it is getting better. I do think it is getting better. But great knife, man. Great knife. And it just works so good for everything you need to use this kind of knife for. The utility cuts are great. The slicing's great. The ergos are fantastic. Now, what else did I carry? So in my Real Man Real Leather, so I carried my olight, which I've actually been carrying this one. I flipped this around because this was facing, it was over here, but it just didn't work out in my pouch the way I'd like. So I flipped it to this side, and it does work pretty good. I like the button on this thing. This one is from Strop, I believe. It's a little metal button. It's 3 modes, but I do like this one a lot. But today I carried this one, which is an awesome olight, and it looks really good. And then I carried my titanium pen from twosun. So it does have a cap, but you know, you can spin the cap on this side or this side. It's got a glass breaker, you know, and a pen, but the cap just doesn't fit because then it hangs out up to here. But for the knife, I carried the Kizer Critical Mini, and I used it quite a bit. Now, testing this knife, you know, and using this knife at work, one thing that I want to make sure I get in my review is the test of this 3V, because this knife comes with 3V for $100. $100 knife with 3V, good looking micarta, and then G10 and deep carry clip, steel liner lock. It does have really good action, very snappy action. The access to the lock bar is really good. It's very, very smooth, running on ceramic bearings. But testing this steel, I feel, is what is going to be most important for the review. So I want to make sure I get a lot of cutting done with it and a lot of testing to see, and then, you know, sharpen it and test it a little bit more. But yeah, it worked out good. It does cut pretty decent. It's not bad. The geometry is relatively good. You know, this knife having 3V, it is a little questionable. Like, thicker than usual. Why 3V? This, you know, 3V is more of a tougher steel. In my opinion, I think of it more so for like fixed blades and hard use knives. And this doesn't seem like a hard use knife. So my question is, because, you know, obviously probably, you know, Matt Christensen decided from CK Knives, probably decided that that's what he wanted. So I'm trying to figure out why. Does it have great edge retention for Wharncliffe blades? So maybe the utility cuts, you know, you don't wear it on the tip as much. I don't know. You know, I have a little bit of experience with 3V, but not a ton. So and then you know, I question, is it any, like, it's $100, so how is it heat treated? Is it heat treated good? Is it going to be of decent quality for 3V? Because regardless, whatever the steel is, the question is it heat treated correctly, right? But you know, I've been testing it and seeing how it's doing. As of right now, it's still relatively sharp, and you can see I did quite a bit of cutting. A lot of this is straps. Each one of those lines are these plastic straps. I did cut some cardboard. Just that's basically, oh, and some plastic. But you know, cutting the straps, it worked pretty good. You know, you can obviously, you guys know how you cut a strap, but the geometry worked out pretty good for the straps. The cardboard, there were times where it kind of held up a little bit, but not that big of a deal. Some of the cardboard I was cutting was rather thick. The geometry felt really good in cutting. You know, it feels very solid in the hand. But yeah, the 3V though, is this going to be a steel that's appropriate for this knife? I don't know. I still don't know. And basically what I'm saying is, what's the benefits of having 3V on it? Why not say S35VM or 14C28N or S30V or whatever other steel? Why not those steels? Why 3V? What is going to be the benefit that you get with the 3V on this kind of knife? I don't know if there's going to be any, but there might be. I mean, like I said, as of right now, it's actually still pretty damn sharp. In which, if the 3V is done right, it should be. It should be. But then the question is even if it does go dull, meaning the question is it got a burnt edge? Does it have a burnt edge? And most likely, or is it possible? Yeah, it's probable. So, I'm not gonna take my opinion on if it's well done based on whether or not it goes dull pretty quickly, but so far it hasn't. So first impressions of it after using it is so far so good, but we'll see as time goes on and I continue testing it. What else did I carry in the pocket? I had a little knife wipe in my pocket, just a Civivi one. I like to keep those to clean my knives off with. And then I had my wallet, my Andar wallet, which is pretty cool. I got a couple of these I'm going to give away on Patreon. And yeah, that's really it. Oh, and I carried some headphones. You guys don't care about that though, and my phone. But there you guys go. That was my EDC for the day. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.